I don't know, when I'm 26 or 25 or something like this. Now, meanwhile, we have recognized you are not really good in playing football, but if you went, you can be the manager of this team. I would have said it immediately. Yes, I do it. My first team, I coached my first team when I was 20. Was the youth of Eintracht Frankfurt, the German Bundesliga team. And when I came to Frankfurt and started studying sports science, I tried. I needed money, to be honest, and I asked Eintracht Frankfurt if they need a youth coach, and they said, yes, you can do it. And I enjoyed it, really. It was great.
How did you juggle the studying when you were still playing?
Oh, I was a busy man, a young man in this time. I became very young, a father, and had a lot of jobs because I studied sports science, played third division football, not best paid division in Germany. And so I had a lot of different jobs, but it was, the day has 24 hours, so it was enough time to do everything.
Good student?
Yes, I did what I have to do. So that's how it is. There are a lot of students who have the time to do more, left or right of the main things, and I had no time for this, to be honest. So yes, it was okay. My grade was,
good enough.
No, very good, I would say. But it's only because it was not too difficult.
And you did your thesis in walking. Tell us more.
That's if you want, it's a funny story, because I went to the professor who was responsible for my work, and usually I want to do something about the back, because there are 200,000 different works about back, and I thought I can take a few of them and write together, because I had no time to make a real work. And then he said, no, I knew what you want to ask for, but I have something completely new from America. Gary Anker, the I don't know, inventor or whatever of walking. There's a new kind of sports in USA in this moment, and that's your job to find a little bit more out about this. Oh, I have never heard one word before, and so it was really, really intensive to get informations about this, and but at the end I did the work, and to be honest, never thought again about it.
How important do you think that time at university was in your development?
One of the most important times, for sure, because it was in a time when you become an adult. So I started studying with 20, and because of football and different jobs, it took a little bit longer. So I finished studying when I was 27. So in this time, I became a man, if you so want, and that was a quite this time a big influence on my on the way who I like to live, to be honest, to work hard in the right moments, to enjoy the rest of the day, because sports science is only one part is science, the rest is sport. That's pretty nice. It's like a kindergarten for nearly adults, if you want. We did a lot of funny things, and so I enjoyed this really. And during the study, about a few points when I thought, what can I do with this in normal life? I don't need jumping on the trampoline or something like this in normal life. It's but I thought, come on, it's the only thing I know about, and let's finish it, and then we will see what happens. Yes, and now, to be honest, in my opinion, it's the only job I do now where I really can use all the information from what I did when I was young.
And who were your main influences and mentors when you were preparing to be a manager?
I collected informations without really thinking about it. It's more making experience, and then in the moment when you need it, you recognize, oh, I know about it, that's cool. But I had one manager, Wolfgang Frank. He had a big influence of a lot of players. A lot of managers are now around Germany working as manager because of his influence. He died too early, unfortunately, but he was a great guy, a good teacher, brilliant mentor, strange person, but we all loved him because he showed us a way that even average players can be successful, and that was great experience.
Because you get so much admiration for your own philosophy, so that was developing as you were playing.
Yeah, I'm quite emotional, I know it, and it's not, and so Yeah, that's influence for sure on the game. So yeah, it is like it is. There are a lot of better managers than myself around the world, but I'm not sure that there are a lot. They love the game more than myself, to be honest. And so that's what I try to give to the players.
And you clearly have great relationships with your players, and it looks very much like the feeling's mutual as well. How do you approach building those relationships?
I love human beings. So what can I say? I think we are quite nice species, and most of the time I meet really interesting people, and these guys that work together. When you were an average player, what I surely was, meet players like these players, or my Dortmund players, or the most character players ever in my life. Mainz 05, when we started as a team, it was unbelievable, really not skilled, but hard like this. So then it's easy to like them, to be honest. And I like to have relationships with other people. That's how it is. I have no time for all the people, but for my players, I have all time in the world. And I try to understand why they are, how they are. And I think that's important to improve as a person. And I had a lot of lucky moments in my life when some people came to me, and I felt they trust in me, and they think I'm smarter than I thought I am, and that helped a lot. And I try to give this optimism and good feeling for life, and the view for opportunities and chances. I try to give it to the players.
And how important to recognise the individual needs, that it's not necessarily one size fits all.
But that's quite easy, because if you the only advice I can give is how I feel as a human being. So it's if somebody trusts me, if someone believes in me, if someone respects that I'm an individual, then it's quite simple to act together. And so that's how do I want that other people handle myself. That's the best advice to know about how do you think it's good to handle the different players. So we are all different. It's nice, that's great, that's wonderful. And so I cannot, in football, it's a team game. So a lot of information you give to the team, and they have to act as a team. But to create this team performance, of course, you can have influence on all the individuals. And there are different situations in life, younger, older, married, divorced, whatever, 1 children, 5 children, I don't know, completely different circumstances, and to find out what they need, that's, to be honest, I would say it's my hobby, to think about it. The day is 24 hours, and we train only 2 hours, and another 22 hours, a few for sleep, and the rest is thinking about all the rest, and that's what I like to do. And so for me, it's easy to be close to the players. Maybe it's more difficult for the players to be close to a manager. I don't know. But yeah, I don't care.
Aside from the technical ability, what characteristics are you looking for in the players? What do you want to see?
Character, I think, is never finished in development. There's always still a possibility. And I'm quite positive that, that the right handling, the right, if you can create the right circumstances, then everybody can improve. That's what I believe in, and so that's what we try to do. And it's not about all day saying you're the best, you're wonderful, you're great, look how you are, you look great, or things like this. It's to give the right information in the right moment. If they're younger and make more mistakes, I'm 48, I turned 49 in a few weeks, and so I have made a lot of mistakes in my life. So, and if they make sense in one point, then only to say other people, I did it, you don't have to try it, it's really not so good. And that's what I try, and I understand a lot. I really have. But when they tell me, they can tell me everything. I cannot say all the time. It's like with my sons, I cannot say all the time, that's so fantastic. Okay, you're a little bit of an idiot, but it's great and funny or whatever. So I have to say, yeah, maybe I can understand why you did it, but now I give you the alternative, how you could have done differently. And so that's how my job is. It's quite easy, because most of the things the players go through, I already went through, and so it's I think I'm a good advisor.
And we hear you talk a lot about living in the moment. That's obviously very key to your approach in dealing with the expectations and keeping focus?
It's the only possibility to have influence on the future. So because if you always live in the future and hope that something will change in the future, you forget that you have to change a lot. If you always live in the past, that's maybe for old people. Hopefully, it's nice. It's nice to think about wonderful moments and things like this, but we are not in this phase in our life. We are in the middle of our life. We have the biggest influence on everything, and so we should try to do what we can to make it better. If not for us, then for our families or for our friends or whatever. And that's what we try. But I think being 100% in the moment is the only possibility to get better in the future.
That's how you manage the expectations that come inevitably with being such a top-flight manager.
I said a few things about this, but because I never thought about it. For me, it was always clear I want to win each title I can get, but I don't have to think about the title because most times in my life I had no chance to win something. So then was the next game, the next challenge, the next I don't know what, and so that's pretty easy. I think it's always to name big aims or targets. It's a lot of people think it's the only chance to get it, but I'm pretty sure everybody wants to win everything. Everybody wants to be world champion. Only a few players can be. Everybody wants to win the Premier League. Only a few players can do it. And if you are close enough, you will see. Then a special energy will be there, and you are ready then to get it. But you don't have to think about things that are so far away from the moment. It's like walking. Not the walking we spoke about, when you walk around and you think always about the next step, not this step. End of the way, you will 100% struggle. That's for sure. So that's how life works, not only in football, always. And if you are normal motivated, you will see what's possible.
How would you personally describe your style of leadership?
Close to the human being. I think discipline is very important, but discipline is relative, especially when you work together with young players. Never lose the target. I don't know how to say it. Never lose the target. Always stay focused on it. So that's pretty clear because and always, think it's still possible. So that's not the right word in English, but for sure, believe. It's a little bit different to believe. Belief is you can believe in something, but you can lose belief quite easily. So to be stronger in the bad moments, things like this. But leadership for me is give the right advice in the right moment. That's all.
And that's something that's constantly evolving for you. Your philosophy is constantly changing.
I think I never changed. No, I'm always. But if you are close to the individuals, then a lot of things will change always. That's clear. But the rules around are not made by me. Are made by the game, most of them. So you cannot do what you want if you want to be perfectly prepared for the next game. So that's clear. I think I don't have to say it because they usually should know it. And I like to watch how disciplined they are. Because they want to be, and not because I say it, because that's more natural, that's what you need. So my philosophy, I don't have a real philosophy in the case, because I never thought about it. It's natural. I have no problem with being the boss, absolutely no problem. I can make decisions in a second if you want, but usually I want to know more. I'm interested in everything, not only in all the things around the players and all the things around the club. So I like to change things when I'm absolutely convinced that you have to change it. And so I work. I like to work, and if I give really everything I have, to be honest, and yes, I expect that the people around me do the same, have the same mood, and if they do it, I have no problem to accept mistakes or something like this. So I think I like the atmosphere what we have here. So that's all. It's not a real philosophy. I'm sorry. It's more about do what you think is right.
And we talked about your bonds with the players, and you've also built great bonds with the fans at Mainz, Dortmund, and now here as well. How important is it for you to relate to the fans?
Very, because I think that's the only thing where it's really right that football plays this big role in the world, because there are so many more important things around us, so much more important. But when there's a football game, sometimes you think, oh my God, it's the most important thing in the world, but it isn't. But it's only because there's a bond between players and between the team and the crowd and the people. And if they would be not interested, we could do whatever we want. Nobody want to see it. And so we have to respect this, and we have to give them the possibility to celebrate with us or to suffer with us, whatever you want. And both is better when you do it together. And so that's the most important thing. And so I think I don't have to say it too often. I think it's more important that you show it. That you don't need words to describe the relationship. That it's clear. We give everything, you give everything. So that's great. And I think we're in a good way to create something like a special, maybe new bond between team and all our fans.
Do you see a lot of similarities with Dortmund and Liverpool, and did that influence your decision to come here?
It was not that I thought it's similar to Dortmund. When I decided to come to Liverpool, it was more about, I can't really explain, but I had, it was clear. When Liverpool will call, I will do it. I cannot really say why, but it was clear. It was deep in myself. I would not have broken up my holiday earlier for each other club in the world, and so that was for me brilliant. And it's not because there are similarity to Dortmund. It's similar in a few parts maybe, but it's different too in a lot of parts. And this is an unbelievably big club, and it's not necessary that we compare it to another club. It's we will write our own story. And I think the base, we already have done the base for a nice story. We had a few wonderful moments, even in this difficult season. I think everybody is allowed to look optimistic in the future. And that's the best thing what you can do. We will see what happens next. So we showed that there is really a lot of reasons for being optimistic for our future. And that's the only thing I need.
How important is your support staff and to have people around you who understand your methods and your vision?
Very important. We with my two boys, with Checo and Pete, it was clear we stayed together until the end of our career. That was 100% clear. And it's not because we are friends. No, because I think these are the two best assistant managers in world football, to be honest, and so I can be something like a little bit more than average, and that's pretty cool. And but all the people we met here around it, we adapted really quick. And it's not that I have fixed rules. I like the input of all the different people, and I'm not resistant with advice. I need advice. I want advice. I want to learn different things, and so I think it's quite easy to work with us together in a team. We made our experiences, we use them, but we don't think we are the only person in the world who know about football. So everything is okay. Very, very important. That my system, very important, but they know it, and so I'm fine.
What's the one piece of advice you'd give to a young manager starting out?
Be prepared for a long and hard way, to be honest, because I think I had a lot of luck in my career until now, and maybe it will stay like this until the end of my career. 3 wonderful clubs. So you can be the best manager in the world in not the right club. It will be really difficult. You can be the best manager in the world in the right club with the wrong CEO. It will not work. So really open your eyes. When you can decide the club, open your eyes and make good decisions. Then everything will be good.
And it's the first time you've worked outside of Germany. Your English is obviously very good. How's that fluency helped you settle in a new country in a new league?
I think it was pretty easy because with the country, because we are quite similar. Germans and English people, maybe not each English person would like to hear it, but there's not the biggest difference. Sometimes I think I should bring a German baker to England because our bread is definitely better. Yeah, sorry. But all the rest is really good. And I know this country. My first touch with England was when I was 19 and I had 4 weeks in England and bad weather. But I knew if it's possible sometime in my life I want to live here. So it's for me a big opportunity to live here. This was the country where I want to go. It was a league where I want to go. And now I'm here. That's a big honor, to be honest. So yes, the language, we learn it in school. So it's the problem is that nobody really corrects me. That's I do it on my level, maybe until I leave. Nobody will, because I'm the boss. So nobody tells me, your English is really not good. But everybody can understand me. That's the most important thing. And I'm not here to improve my English. That's hopefully will happen in the next few years. And but the rest is really, it's quite exciting. It's really good to be here. I met such a big number of wonderful people, and especially in the club. And so it's easy to love England. And for me, the best place where I could be in this moment.
Jürgen, thank you very much. It's been great to chat to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Never heard one word before, and so it was really, really intensive to get information about this. And but at the end, I did the work, and to be honest, never thought again about it.
How important do you think that time at university was in your development?
One of the most important times for sure, because it was in a time when you become an adult. So I started studying with 20, and because of football and different jobs, it took a little bit longer. So I finished studying when I was 27. So in this time, I became a man. I did what I have to do. So that's how it is. There are a lot of students who have the time to do more, left or right of the main things, and I had no time for this, to be honest. So yes, it was okay. My grade was
good enough.
Very good, I would say. But it's only because it was not too difficult.
And you did your thesis in walking. Tell us more.
That's if you want, it's a funny story, because I went to the professor who was responsible for my.
How did you juggle the studying when you were still playing?
Oh, I was a busy man, a young man in this time. I became very young, a father, and had a lot of jobs because I studied sports science, played third division football, not best paid division in Germany. And so I had a lot of different jobs, but it was, the day has 24 hours, so it was enough time to do everything.
Good student?
Yes, for my work, and usually I want to do something about the back, because there are 200,000 different works about back, and I thought I can take a few of them and write together, because I had no time to make a real work. And then he said, no, I knew what you want to ask for, but I have something completely new from America. Gary Anker, the I don't know, inventor or whatever of walking. There's a new kind of sports in USA in this moment, and that's your job to find a little bit more out about this. Oh, I have never, I don't know, when I'm 26 or 25 or something like this now. Meanwhile, we have recognized you are not really good in playing football, but if you went, you can be the manager of this team. I would have said it immediately. Yes, I do it. My first team, I coached my first team when I was 20. It was the youth of Eintracht Frankfurt, the German Bundesliga team. And when I came to Frankfurt and started studying, sports science, I tried. I needed money, to be honest, and I asked Eintracht Frankfurt if they need a youth coach, and they said yes, you can do it. And I enjoyed it really. It was great.